Okay, so got rid of the old chairs and now I have these chairs that just swivel. So that will make a huge difference when we're watching TV. Got the paneling done. Not on the roof yet. Got that still, but got it done on the walls. So that's all done here. I've got to putty it and then varathane it still. Very interesting to lay that all in. I finished this little cabinet set. So one is just a plain little box. Now this is pretty tall to get up in the bed, so this is actually a step stool. So you just put your and then jump into bed, and it also acts as a cabinet. So we'll probably store some groceries in there. That just slides back underneath. And I put in this little hand pump. So this is just a pump. It will just pump water up from the two tanks underneath. Yes, I could install a electric water pump, and you got to put in a switch, and you got to buy a pump, and I'm running out of enthusiasm. So that's it for now. And I finished these. Just this little cubby. So it's a deep, kind of worthless cubby. I mean, it goes down, you know, pretty far, but the bed comes up to about here. So what else are you going to do with it? It's just going to be a basic cubby. And I put my water on it at night, and I put my iPhone on it. And this is going to be a USB charger, so I can charge my cell phone right there. Okay, so I wanted to show this before I put the bed in there. I put in some little cubbies here that you could store, I don't know, your laptop or any valuables or that kind of thing. I don't know that I'll ever use them, but it's so much easier to build them now than later on. I put in little finger holes. So just wanted to show that. I put in piano hinges. I don't even know that you need them. You could probably just take and slide them out and put them back in if you ever used them. We've got that big mattress. I don't know that I'll ever be able to kind of pick up the whole mattress and put it back down. But if you had like a futon or a 4-inch foam, you could probably do it. All right. Okay, so here's where we are. First off, got the bed bottom down, and then second off, I put in these little cubbies. Now they're kind of cool in that they roll out, so I can put all of our camping stuff. It's like the world's largest slider. So it's kind of cool. I bought them from a company in North Carolina, and they were not too bad to put in. But those are awesome because you can really access the back. Back in here was where we never could get to, and there was always a dead space. So now we have this little easy access. How cool is that? I suppose you could put like a little pole here or something. That might be on to do this. But awesome stuff. So these are new. This is an Engel fridge. I'll leave links to this. So this fridge has a little tab right here that you push, and this pulls out. And then This is a regular Engel fridge like you might see in an RV. It's got some beer in it already. These are both 12 volt refrigerators and they're very good on power. Have the TV in. So this is a nice little feature in that you really want something that you can lock it in. On the back side of this is a piece of metal that locks this in. Otherwise you got to use a bungee to keep it from swinging out when you drive, and it's a big pain. Wired it in for 12 volt into a cigarette lighter. I made a little curb here for it, which just makes it look finished. So what's left, there's going to be a microwave cabinet that goes in here, and then here is going to be a cooking, olive oil, spices kind of cabinet, and then over here is going to be kind of a DVD and books library cabinet. So that's still to do. Lots of fun. So you notice we don't have a dinner table. What we do have is these little TV dinner trays. This is a backpacking shock cord. So I try to incorporate some backpacking stuff into the van. Close enough. So we'll sit here, have our dinner right here, and then watch a movie. Very nice. So I have in the LEDs, and boy, they're bright. I'm still looking for a way to dim those down and to make that fit with my wiring. So I covered the back door in just plain 1/4 inch plywood. You'd think that'd be pretty easy, but look at this kind of curves in this way, and you got to make a little cut there. That's pretty straight, but then you do this little cut around the lock, and then you got to do a little cut around and it's going to round it up, and then you got to figure out how to cut that out. So it does take some time, but it turned out okay. I just used regular fiberglass in there in a moment of weakness. That'll be fine. I use this little 1-inch self-tapping screws all the way around it. So this is the basic cabinet frame in case anybody is crazy enough. I mean, anybody wants to duplicate what I do. What it is you got the cabinet bottom. The trick is coming up with this profile here that's on the van. So what I did is I just made a copy of it as a template, and then once I got that to where it fit on the wall plumb. So the deal is you gotta, this front edge has to be plumb, and when you look at the van, God knows, the driveway probably slopes this way if there's more weight in the left, so you gotta level up the van, and what that entails is jacking up one side or something along that lines and putting a level this way and this way so that it's level here and here. Then when you go up to measure up in here and you find a plumb line, that's going to be actual plumb, because otherwise you don't know. There's nothing in the van that's plumb or square. So, and you don't know because the driveway could be off, you could be parked on a hill. You got to level the van. So when you look at the back side of the cabinet, it is open. It's pretty light, but these are going to be used as your nailer edges, so you're going to drill holes and attach those to the wall and to the ceiling. Now the trick on the ceiling part is that you've got to find where in the van the main struts are. It's not a solid ceiling. I guess you could do that with 2 pieces of 1/4 inch plywood, and then you could screw anywhere, but man, that's a lot of work. So you've got to know where the struts are. So what you want to do is mark those out with some tape, and I can kind of still see where I nailed through. I can kind of see where my nails were, so that's going to give you a clue. So I have to figure out where those are and then mark those with some tape and then drill some holes in the cabinet and then transport all this inside and screw it up. So I still put on the just face frame, which is easy, just one by two, just like this is. Okay. Okay, so there's the cabinet with the face frame on. So now putty the holes, varathane, and install. So I've never seen one of these, so I installed a nice little wine rack in the cubby. You know, you got to have room for the most important parts. So this is the kind of detail you have to do. There was always a bunch of fiberglass sticking out of here, so there was a partition bulkhead here. It was basically like a just FedEx van. So if you don't want to see the fiberglass, you got to do something pretty. So look at the the cuts all around in here, and you're still going to see this little bit here, and you know, you got to pick your battles. So that's the level of detail it takes to do these vans. So here's a example of the other side. So what you do to make that piece is you make a cardboard template and you cut it out, and then you take it back over and just see how it fits in that spot, and you adjust that. Then you cut the cardboard, put the cardboard on a piece of wood, then you cut the wood out, then you install. So I guess this is the last of my installments. So let's start over here. So I installed the microwave cabinet. Got a cute little microwave here. Next to it I have the coffee cubby, and this is this backpack shock cord. We have the mother of all camper beds, a queen size residential home mattress. I put in 3 cubbies, and these just they're basically just empty with the soft close. So we have our various more backpack shock cord, more DVDs and books. Have our TV. So we like the fan, and I mounted it underneath the cabinet. So, and it does swivel, so you could turn it around, and that's nice. Got your little cubbies, and I store, you know, just odds and ends, cables, that kind of stuff. I installed a little light underneath. Then it can go from red, green, to blue, and then back to white. It can dim. And then it can also come back up. I mean, so it does a lot of things. It's on a little 90-degree trim right in here. So that was pretty easy. I just shot it up with my staple gun. You do have to use contact cement to get the LED to stick up there, though. One thing I've never seen on most Sprinter YouTube videos is a lot of people put these curtains right here so that they would sit in front of the chairs, so you can't have privacy while you're watching TV. So we like these Reflectix covers. Now, we bought those from a place called SprinterAccessories.com. They were like $119. So I mean, you could make your own with, put some, custom make them, and then put some cloth binders on the edges, but it's probably worth the money to just cough it up for these covers. They're just super nice, and we've had them now for God, 6-7 years, and they're still hanging in there, so they've not worn out yet. Love the 12-volt fridges. Those are fabulous. If you have the means, I highly recommend picking some up, as Ferris Bueller used to say. Love having the option of some 110. Super nice to have a little bit of microwave. You know, when you just to heat up coffee or to heat up dinner, a lot of times we have leftovers that's in the fridge, and it just tastes so much better when it's not frozen cold. I did put in a little USB charger that goes with the 110, so you could charge your iPhone right here. What do I wish I would have added? I wish I would have added a backup camera, at least the cable going out, if not the entire thing. That would be just so much handier. We're looking at doing this, so I'd have to go up through the roof and then now go on the outside of the van down to the end to put the backup camera in there. So a backup camera installed before you put the roof on would be nice. I ended up abandoning the 2-switch concept, so I just have one switch here for the overhead lights, and I've got a blank ordered for this. We're using these little TV dinner trays, but you could install a permanent post right here that they sell those tables where you can assemble the tabletop to that, and that would swivel. That might be the same thing or even better in some ways. So I guess that's all I've got for you. This is my Sprinter van conversion. 2004 Sprinter van. I hope you liked it, and if you feel the need to copy this, think again, because boy, it was like 5 weeks of extra work. What would I change? I don't think I would use this stuff anymore. I think I would use, this is like a vinyl, I think I would use either a solid vinyl sheet or some kind of hardwood. The seams where these join seem very vulnerable to buckling and that kind of stuff, so I don't think I would do that. I don't think I would use oak again. Oak is very heavy. Everything you put in this van, you're gonna have to haul. So I would probably use pine, or even better yet, like a lightweight plywood. It's not as pretty as the oak, but so what? I mean, this oak probably weighs 100 pounds when you add everything up, more than it would with like a lightweight plywood. I don't know that I would use this wood again. It's a big problem. What if you want to run some wire down here again? What do? God, you gotta just destroy the ceiling to do that. That is a tough problem. I don't know what the answer is to that. So that's my 2004 Mercedes Sprinter van conversion video. I hope you liked it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.